Hey, what is going on, guys? We're back with the next part of our Learning C# tutorial series, and it's been a while since I recorded the last one, actually. I can't remember what I said we were going to be covering next, but today we're going to take a step back from some of the gameplay elements and implement something that I actually haven't seen a lot of tutorials anywhere on for game development, and something that is extremely important in game development, and this is making the credits. Now, you would think, oh, that seems simple enough, but and why would we be doing this now in the early development stages? And the reason is we're not going to be making the entire credits. We're just going to be making the base system for credits, where later on we can just add in, okay, plug in this guy, and it'll automatically, the system will plug it in, change the information or whatever, and then run it programmatically. And so that's what we're going to try and cover today. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I've had this little credits text in here already. But this is stuff that I've used for this project so far. Mickey Kaufman made the Maelstrom VIP remix. That's the world map sound. To make some of the decals, I've used some brushes, which I downloaded from Obsidian Dawn. These are all free to download, by the way, so you don't have to give credit. However, when you use somebody else's work, I always like to give credit, even if you don't explicitly have to due to copyright. But I always, online there's a lot of less than ethical things going on as far as piracy is concerned, and work stealing, things like that. Even if for a project where it's going to be a free-to-play game, non-profit, still you have to give credit. It's really important to do. I mean, how would you feel if you worked super hard on something, and then somebody just takes it and releases it for themselves, and people think, oh wow, that's really cool, and they didn't even make it. If I'm coming on strong, it's just something that I'm passionate about. So those are my 2 cents. So let's go ahead and actually implement getting this this credit system working. So we're going to go ahead and we'll make it inside of the, well, what the heck, let's make a new folder. Credits. We'll go ahead and make this new class, and we're going to call this the credit manager, or we'll call it credits manager. Excuse me. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of these open ones here real quick. I'll leave credits open, and I'm also going to go ahead and open up this world map manager just for a second, so I can copy some stuff over. First thing we're going to do is copy over this require audio source here. Then, where is it? I think it's in our start function here. Let's go ahead and copy this audio streamer. And then we're not going to implement it right now. We'll do IEnumerator credit routine and credits routine. I keep forgetting that plural. And then let's import this system.collections. And then instead of passing in Maelstrom, we're going to pass in Lacrimosa. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Now, obviously, we have to go ahead and add this to our dictionary, or else we'll get an error instead of our audio streamer. So let's go ahead and plug in a new dictionary key. What did I call it? Lacrimosa. And once again, you guys can see the how useful it is to use dictionaries like this, so we don't have to type in the entire URL. And then I've got the URL copied over here. Like that. Let me go ahead and make sure real quick, just to make sure that that base audio folder is the same. And it is, so we are good. And then we can go ahead and close out of this audio streamer because it's done. And then in here we'll do a start coroutine, and then passing in that credits routine IEnumerator. Now, because this is an object, we can go ahead and reference variables. So what we'll do is we want to pass in an XML file because it is useful for things like credits, where we can serialize information. Or we could use something along the lines of, like we did for our tutorial, where we have a list of objects. I think the easiest way, not the best, but the easiest way to do this would be with a list of an embedded class using maybe an enum for the type, and then obviously the text you want to display. So what we're going to do is, I decided we are going to do that. So we'll do a public. We'll do credit object array, and we'll call this credits. And then we have to go ahead and create this credit object class. And then normally you could either create it in a new script class, or you could create it outside of this this class. But today we're going to be covering a new concept called embedded classes, and that is a class that is basically embedded inside another class. Think of it as a nested class, or a class inside of another class, where we have this class that is accessible from this class. So we'll do serialize, or not, we want to do system.serializable, and then we'll make a public class called credit object, and then we'll have a public string text. Now, for a production level credits, you would also want to do something like where you could have it be a texture for some reason, like if you want a logo in. But for our purposes, we're only going to want text, so we'll just keep it as text for now. We'll go ahead and do we'll do a public float speed. Now, generally you want to keep the speed global for every single object. In fact, we are going to actually just keep it that way. But if you wanted to, you could have separate objects moving at separate speed, because the way we're going to do this is when we actually go ahead and flesh out the GUI map functionality, instead of drawing everything at once, we're going to go ahead and draw things programmatically by objects using a for loop, so we can draw things at different speeds in different ways. We're also going to need a public. We'll do a float, and we'll say screen ratio. Hold on for 1 second. And this screen ratio will hold the amount of space that has covered up the screen so far. And next we'll also go ahead and do a public credit type, and then we're going to make another embedded class here. We'll do system.serializable public enum credit type, and then for here we'll just have a title. We'll have a link, and then we'll also have one for asset or usage. Okay, so we'll use the title for this one. We'll use one for the person, or what's the word I'm looking for? Where we got it from, or well, actually, we'll use that as the same as the title, because we want it to be the same style anyways. We have one for the link, and then if we wanted to, we could also put one for the asset, where we have where we're using these. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll say world map music here. We'll say various decals here, and then we'll say credits music here. Next, I'm going to hold off on the video for now, and then in the next video we're going to go ahead and flesh out this credits routine, as well as finishing our GUI function.